Golf Channel, so we welcome the Golf Channel folks who have joined the show. Tour Championship delayed for the second time today. It was an hour earlier. And again, if they do resume play, which we think they're going to do, they're still going to have to get the players out, warm them up a little bit, so that's going to take a little bit of time.
Oh, here we are.
Sunset coming in just a little more than an hour from now, so we are optimistic that we'll be able to get this.
Welcome back inside the garage area. Mike here. And tonight is supposed to be the Coke Zero Sugar 400 from Daytona, the last race of NASCAR's regular season before the playoffs begin next week at Darlington. Now, coverage is supposed to be on NBC TV, but they are delayed at East Lake Golf Course in Atlanta. So I'm going to have to try and find where they would be on television. Probably USA. No, they got Dr. Strange. Maybe NASCAR Discord might have some information that I can use. Seriously? It's on Peacock, the streaming service? Oh, come on. So, right now, NASCAR is basically under a paywall. Now, I am not a proponent of streaming. Okay? It's essentially a paywall. I'm not expecting an on-time start. Let's make this point blank. Yeah, I would not expect NASCAR to start much later than 10. I'm gonna have to tweet Bob Pockrass and ask him what the contingency plan is in case there's a rainout. So let's cover those bases right now. Ooh, programming alert. NASCAR and NBC coverage from Daytona will begin at 7:30 on NBC. Okay, so about another 25 minutes until NASCAR coverage begins on NBC. Let's refresh the Weather Channel radar. Not liking the way that's looking. And Daytona Speedway is right around here. I can pull it up for you. Actually, apparently I can't. Here it is. Yeah. I do not think they're going to get this in, according to this Weather Channel radar. But I will be monitoring. And per Bob Pockris, more light rain. So there goes track drying. We're gonna be in for a long night. Personally, I don't think we're getting this off tonight.
let's get the official word now from Mark Uspanek of the PGA Tour. Mark, what can you tell us?
Yes, Dan, we could possibly finish or continue playing today, but there's no reason to push it. We have plenty of daylight tomorrow. There's plenty of time tomorrow. So we decided to make the call and resume round 3 tomorrow at 9:45. It will give us time to finish, have a little break, and start with round 4 at 11:16 tomorrow.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much. So no more play today. We do want to remind our NBC viewers that coming up next, we will be sending you to the NASCAR Cup Series at Daytona. In the meantime, 14 players still on the course in their third rounds here at the Tour Championship. They're going to have to come back tomorrow to resume their third round. But again, you heard Mark Uspanek say there's plenty of time tomorrow to complete this whole thing. Before we head to NASCAR, we want to give you a sense of, again, the drama from 4 years ago, the 2018 Tour Championship, and that incredible scene with Tiger walking down the hill at the last hole.
Oh, Daytona's a freaking puddle. And this is per Jeff Striegel's Twitter. So they are drying the infield. No word on track drying. Rain's picked up at Daytona. This is per Bob Pockrass. I follow all the big NASCAR reporters on Twitter. Adam Stern, Bob Pockrass, Jenna Fryer.
seconds away from pulling out the most improbable comeback in sports history. He wants this spot to go. He wants the people to go crazy.
So I would be guessing it would start at noon Sunday.
And interesting to go back and look at that from 4 years ago when Tiger Woods gave us one more. We thought we'd never see it again. Then he gives us another one a few years later at the Masters. But there's Tiger and Rory McIlroy hugging on the 18th green. They've been center of the news throughout golf the last couple of weeks. But good to see that moment from 2018. We should have a crowning moment on that same green tomorrow with the Tour Championship winner and the FedEx Cup winner. But the rain stopping us here today with 14 golfers still having to finish their third round. That will happen tomorrow morning. We'll have that for you on Golf Channel and then pick up our coverage later on NBC. So the board, as we go to bed tonight, it's Scheffler by 1 over Schauffele in 3 back, McIlroy 4 back, Justin Thomas with a short putt for birdie at 18 to start his morning tomorrow. And your morning tomorrow starts with us over on Golf Channel for our continued coverage of this Tour Championship. 9:45 a.m. Eastern when they restart. We'll be there for you. Keep it on Golf Channel the rest of the morning. Then 3:30 is the NBC station at 1:30 Eastern time for the final round of this PGA Tour season. Up next, making the playoffs in NASCAR. We're live at Daytona. That is next here on NBC. Getting next Paul Anziger, our entire NBC Sports Golf team. Mike Tirico, see you bright and early, 9:45 Eastern, tomorrow on Golf Channel. Back here for the final round on NBC.
Chelsea, feels the beach.
Alaska.
Southern?
I had a couple of clues in my head for crab, and then I thought that was inappropriate.
That's right. Tuesday on NBC.
Life gets bigger. Break from the earth. The Volkswagen table. This the Volkswagen dealer is hoping you can get to anyone at this point. It's going on. Only to info available.
Yes. I need dinner.
Won't go out. I'm sure NASCAR will stay here for a lot longer.
Now.
To try to get this thing going, not longer than 145, I mean, but we farther on, you know what I mean.
Now MRN's on.
I do know what you're talking about, and we don't want to be here till 1:45, Rusty. We just did that.
We don't want to be here to 145. They do want to get this race in. I mean, this is the last race in the regular season championship, guys. Race 26, man, and there's a lot of pressure on these drivers. They're all cooped up in those motorhomes right now, trying to figure out how their car is going to handle during the race, what the track conditions are going to be with all this rain. There's a lot of things as a driver to be thinking about right now, and but we're all up here right now trying to see what time this baby's going to start. We have no idea right now.
With your NASCAR Hall of Fame career, Rusty, you've been in situations similar to this. What is a driver to do when you're just sitting around waiting?
It's not good because you're overthinking everything. I mean, you're thinking about this, you're thinking about that, you're making all these backed up plans, and there's some people down there just figuring out how they're going to get home right now. Even though their flights are going to be delayed, that's going to be a mess. But as a driver, you're just thinking about the car, man. That's what I always thought about. Is this baby going to handle? Am I going to make the right choices when I'm out there drafting? Am I going to get caught in a big one? And your mind just keeps going and going and going. I mean, the only thing that shuts it down is get in the car, fire the baby up, and get going. Then it just shuts everything down.
And Mike, as you know, that's not going to happen for a little while. Get in the car, fire it up, and get going. And, you know, the thing that Alex and I and Rusty were talking about a few moments ago is the fact that the cars have not been on the track. You mentioned earlier that qualifying was rained out, so they had no practice scheduled. So these drivers anxious, ready to go to wrap up the regular season, Mike, have yet to sit and wheel these race
NASCAR
cars for a lap.
parking its drying
Everybody's
equipment.
chomping at the bit. One more thing for you, Jeff. You saw last night, we saw a very rambunctious Wawa 250 for the
NASCAR has
Xfinity Series.
parked its drying
Do you think that
equipment
was out of
as
the
rain has
delays
picked
of
up.
the evening, perhaps maybe drivers aggressive, or just the nature of matters in the Xfinity Series?
I think it's a combination of both, that's for sure. I hung out and spent some time, about a half hour or so, with Tyler Reddick a little earlier this evening, and Tyler and I were just kind of talking about different things. One of the things he said out there is there's going to be some desperate moves to be made in tonight's race, or whenever we go, sooner rather than later, we hope. But he said there's going to be some desperation moves, because in order to win a champion, let's face it, every driver that's racing had a dream of being a NASCAR Cup Series champion. Well, you're not going to get a chance to be a NASCAR Cup Series champion if you're not a playoff driver. So for any number of those drivers that haven't yet made their way into the
I'm gonna get myself a
playoffs,
snack. I'll be right
this
back.
is your last chance. It's desperation time. Tyler was telling me he expects some desperation moves. For him, fortunately, he's already locked in.
And part of the keys to the race I mentioned a little while ago about this bump traffic goes bad in the straightaways. I mean, you're going to see a lot of that. You talk about desperation. They're going to be trying to get to the front. They're going to try to be getting around these guys. And let's face it, we're at Daytona. We're not at just a regular old track. We're at Daytona, man. This is the big one. This is one of the most popular racetracks in the world, if not the most popular racetrack in the world. And as a driver, when I came down here, I was always jacked up to get to Daytona. Now look, I had some bad luck with a lot of wrecks here early in my career, and then it finally smoothed out. But still, hey man, you're at Daytona, the world center of racing, and this is a big, big deal.
And Mike, you were the busiest man on the property last night, calling all of those wrecks that made their way off turn number 2, rocketing down the back straightaway towards your feet. And I think you would agree, Mike, that we would expect more of the same here as the laps wind down. Hopefully those will wind down yet tonight under the lights.
And of course, we're talking about this being the regular season finale for the NASCAR Cup Series. That sets us up for a 10-race playoff run that will begin next week at the Darlington Raceway with the Cookout Southern 500. Thank you, gentlemen. Check back in with you as we continue live here in Daytona.
Geico presents Daily Affirmations.
Repeat after me. Our thoughts are like the ocean.
Our thoughts are like the ocean.
Our thoughts create our reality.
Our thoughts create our reality.
We're thinking Geico offers claim service 24/7 with personalised attention from an assigned team.
Geico offers claim service? I wasn't thinking that.
We think it and it becomes our reality.
What about washboard abs?
Just give it a go. Think really hard.
Okay, abs.
Yep, keep thinking.
To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com.
Sir, are you aware you were going 40 miles an hour? This is a residential area.
Sure, but I'm on my lawnmower? Wait, am I getting tickets?
No, I've just never seen anyone top 9 miles an hour on one of those bad boys. And mow their entire lawn in 30 seconds? What got into you?
Well, it did fuel up at Sunoco this morning.
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
Obviously, with the weather matters we are attending to here in Daytona, we will not be firing off the Coke Zero Sugar 400 on time. We will alert our stations down the line that we will be throwing this broadcast back to you. You might want to prepare some alternate programming as we wait out weather delays. But we are coming back here in a moment. First from Daytona International Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Mortgage rates have dropped 25%, the lowest mortgage rates in years. So maybe you should drop everything and call Zoom Refi. Refinance your home now and slash your mortgage payments. Take cash out and save hundreds of dollars every month. Zoom Refi mortgage rates are super low. Zoom Refi closing costs are super low. And Zoom, we approve you right over the phone. Even for income check loans. Big drop in mortgage rates. Big opportunity for you to save money. Call Zoom Refi today. 888-690-5113. 888-690-5113. Save on mortgage payments. Save on closing costs. Call Zoom Refi. 888-690-5113. Advertising by marketing Zoom Refi. Zoom Refi is not a bank or financial company. Calls and other inquiries may be forwarded to third-party lenders who are solely responsible for reviewing, approving, and servicing any loan. Zoom Refi is affiliated with any state or federal agency and does not provide mortgage advice or help. No income check loans are for investment properties only, and income must be sufficient to service debt.
To find a way to get in front of you and finish there. That was just amazing to me. And this is one of those racetracks you got to be willing to do things you wouldn't do in other places if you're going to win.
The 26-race regular season journey for the NASCAR Cup Series comes to an end tonight in Daytona Beach, Florida.
And then things can happen in a hurry and sweep a
The
lot.
exclusive list of 13. That, with a win tonight, can make a run for the title as well. Bubba Wallace is one of those 13. He's winless so far this year. However, he's quickly established himself as a force on super speedways. He's finished second in the last 2 Daytona races. But for Bubba, it's all business as usual tonight.
Just another race to me. We're at Daytona. It's a season finale, regular season finale, and that's how you treat it. So you start to overthink it. I've said this before. That's when the problems start. So for me, we've been one of the best plate racers built on that, and make the most of it. I know we'll have a really good car, but we just got to make it to the last 2 laps.
Live from Daytona, the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Next.
Live on the Motor Racing Network, it's the NASCAR Cup Series.
Okay, big thumbs up. Get ready to rock and roll past the race starts today, pal.
Today, the Coke Zero Sugar 400 from Daytona International Speedway. Sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? By Ruoff Mortgage. Welcome home from Ruoff Mortgage, the official mortgage partner of NASCAR. By American Express. The Credit One Bank NASCAR American Express card is the official credit card of NASCAR. By Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief, the official pain relief cream of NASCAR. It works, you won't stink. By BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Please bet responsibly. And by Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough, and Stewart Haas Racing.
Well, we are set for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 here at Daytona, but Mother Nature is not. We are waiting out a rain delay. It had rained ferociously earlier. It had stopped. Track drying had begun, but the rain has begun to fall yet again here at Daytona International Speedway, so we will wait out that weather. We talk about the 13 drivers that are trying to get in with a win. They are Eric Jones, Eric Almirola, Austin Dillon, Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher, Justin Haley, Michael McDowell, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Cole Custer, Brad Keselowski, Harrison Burton, Ty Dillon, and Todd Gilliland. If one of those drivers wins, they would become a different winner, and therefore the playoff picture would have to be refocused, and that would send everything into a tizzy. That's what we've been waiting for, to get to this moment of the season. We started 189 days ago with the Daytona 500, and here we are at Daytona with much greater implications on the line. So we are in a weather hole here at Daytona. We have been delayed, and the start will be delayed as well. We are going to turn this broadcast back over to our local affiliates. Continue to monitor your affiliate for updates at the top and bottom of every hour. Again, we are under a delay, and there's plenty of more to come tonight, hopefully from Daytona. But we must get Mother Nature's cooperation along with that process. So we will wait out the weather. You enjoy local programming with your local affiliate, and check back in with us again at the top and the bottom of every hour as we continue. This broadcast has been a production of the Motor Racing Network.
Daytona in February had a lot of speed in those cars, and we know that he knows how to make all of the decisions out on the racetrack. When it comes to side drafting, when it comes to bump drafting, he gets a little aggressive sometimes. He's willing to throw the blocks that need to happen. I think Brad Keselowski's the guy that I'm going to be watching tonight to see just how aggressive he's willing to be. He's going to have to make the most risks I believe he's ever made as a driver at this racetrack in this race, but I know he has the talent to make it happen.
Yeah, this is a night when that risk could bring back a big reward for him and that race team that he's helping build back. The next driver I'm going to talk about has one here, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He understands that this is another driver that we see all the time that at these racetracks, Daytona and Talladega in particular, that he finds himself in the mix. He is willing to do whatever it takes. We see him push, shove his way there,
whatever he needs to do. Now, sometimes he ends up on the hook going in before the race is over, but he's willing to lay it out there and do whatever it takes to try to get himself in that position. And I think we'll see Ricky Stenhouse in the mix here tonight. Can he get it to the end, I think, is the biggest thing. And he does have friends, but they know that he will do that. Yeah, I like to call him the wild card of the wild card. The last guy I want to talk about, Bubba Wallace, you can't come to Daytona or Talladega without talking about Bubba. Bubba's one of the better speedway racers as well. I think he's learned a lot from Jay Hamlin, but he just always seems to find his way toward the front of these things when it matters. So we're going to be keeping an eye on Bubba as well, and a lot of people are going to be hoping that he can pull off the win here and lock himself into the points. A lot of history tonight. A lot of guys trying to make history. There's tons of NASCAR history in this town. Rutledge is going to show us a little bit about that in Grudge City View.
Thanks, Dale. I know it's a big history buff that you are. It's hard to know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. So when I tell you that NASCAR has been here on the beach, I mean that quite literally. We're here at Racing's North Turn, a restaurant that's at the north turn of what was the old course. It was a 4-mile course where drivers would turn from the sand here and they would blast down A1A. And when you take a look at those historical pictures and you see the views that fans were getting, there'd be loads of cars in the turns at the sand on either side. They went 2 miles down A1A and they turned back into town right down there at Cobb's Inlet. What was so amazing, you think about the land speed records, all the racing that's taking place here on the beach, and then one day it turns out...
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
They were going to start NASCAR. So next year will actually be the 75th anniversary, which is so amazing. But you think about the history that this sport has. It can't exist without Daytona, without Daytona Beach, without the North Turn, and without the Streamline Hotel. It's also so cool that fans can get up close to these, Marty, see them themselves, and really get to feel that amazing history that this town holds for NASCAR.
Boy, Rod, so much history to check out here in Daytona. Hey, Brad, what's a week in NASCAR?
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Don't wait. Go to safelight.com. You can schedule service in just...
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
So you can still count on those safety features. All right, we're all finished. Thank you so much. Again, don't wait. Schedule now.
Safe like a care, safe like a place.
In the future, everything will be powered by renewable energy, but it's not as easy as flipping a switch. It's a long road, requiring decades of time and trillions of dollars. But what if there was a better direction on the path to zero carbon emissions? An energy source that's available right now, that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Durability and stability. If your rubber can handle what this piece throws at it, just imagine how rubber can perform in your piece. So I Skechers with big wheels.
It's just in. A giant robot has landed downtown.
Hey, Craig.
Hey guys, this is just my workout stuff.
We know you to bring it off.
It's bananas.
Restoring a mastery. If you have a secret identity, you need to keep it secret. And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
I'm not the green hawk.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Sonic, quick down.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
IndyCar Series has just 2 races remaining in the season. Next stop, Portland, Oregon, next Sunday, September 4th on NBC and Peacock. Top 4 drivers in the championship, separated by just 17 points. Will Power currently the championship leader. Things can change quickly here at Daytona. In contention 1 minute, wrecked the next. Austin Dillon knows that all too well after a vicious crash here a few years ago. Here's how it happened.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Not the most fun experience there. I don't know what Brad's doing 30 minutes later. That hurt.
Oh, crap. Now the food is not a big thing.
The coolest part is all the people coming out to the car and putting their life kind of out there.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
I watched 8 seconds that week. I was pretty pumped up. That was the wave right there, the lane cross wave after he rode a bull. So I feel like we had rode a bull for sure in that one.
Wow, DJ, if you need a reminder of how dangerous this place can be, that's certainly one from Austin Dillon. But if you're a driver, you're in the middle of the pack, DJ, you're racing, you're trying to fight for position, is that going through your mind at all?
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
But fortunate that we could watch it and talk about it, and Austin's going to be racing here tonight and try to win and get himself into the playoffs. But as a driver, you don't put that, that's not even in your mind. When you're racing, when you get into the car, you have to answer questions about it, maybe leading up to the race and things like that. But it's not something that you ever think about as a driver. You know that there's a chance when you go to Daytona and Talladega and many other places that things might happen, but particularly where we race in the past, that things can possibly happen. But the consequences...
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
In your mind, you think about, okay, if I make this move, is it enough that I'm not going to crash the car and not give myself a chance to win? But it's never about what might happen to you if things don't go right in that. And you just can't have that mindset as a driver. You have to be totally confident in the cars that NASCAR puts us in out here, and that our teams have built us cars that are extremely safe. And nobody, this is a choice that you make as a competitor, as a driver, and as a driver at the cup level.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Just how safe these cars are. Brad, how about the danger aspect from the ownership perspective?
Yeah, it's something that you, just like we were just talking about, you don't really think about it when you go to these places. You try not to think about it, but when something does happen, I mean, we're a family. We're 36 weeks and we're together year-round working and building and trying to grow our company and be competitive and win the moment. And then when something like this happens, it just takes your breath away. And as an owner, you step back and say, oh my goodness, are they okay? You want to make sure your person or people are safe.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Juniors crew, they were happy he won and immediately they're worried about Austin Dillon on the track. You can see it right there. Well, of course, TJ, tonight the focus will all be about the playoffs, trying to get those final 2 spots right. And Martin Truex Jr. kind of was moved up after the Kurt Busch news this week. Those 2 spots held right now by Ryan Blaney and Martin Truex Jr.
Yeah, I know that he's happy to be in this spot now and not coming here thinking that it's pretty much a must-win situation. So, but he's still in a situation that he knows he has to race up front all night. He has to
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Won both stages here in February, but tonight, Dave Burns, he might need to win the race if he wants to be in the playoffs.
Marty, I'd have to say so, and I'm standing by with a very calm Martin Truex Jr. right now. We were looking at those numbers there. You're in. You know you want to be in by the end of the night. How do you get it done?
Well, there's a few scenarios, obviously. So, I mean, I don't know. We just go race hard, try to get points. You know, we get point our way in, if possible. You know, obviously the best way to go about this is just try to win, which is what we're going to try to do. So, yeah, we'll just see how it plays out.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Here at Daytona, I mean, how do you process how to race within that, knowing that you have these needs for a win, or you have these needs for points?
Well, I've been coming here a long time, and I kind of understand what it's all about. You know, a lot can happen out of your control, but you try to control what you can. And we had a great race car here in February, led a bunch, won both stages, led a lot. Got back to the back, got short up, and then we didn't have the speed the rest of the night. So I think, for us, we need points.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
How do you learn how to work together? You haven't been on track this weekend, no qualifying, no practice. How does this happen for Toyota, and how do you get it done with the smallest group?
Well, we're used to this no practice and qualifying kind of deal at these type of tracks the last couple of years. It's not really a big issue as long as we don't have an issue. I think the outnumbered part is it makes it tough, especially if you get to the end and you're by yourself and a bunch of other guys manufacturing around. But I think our strength is that we work together so well all year long. You know, we're not different teams.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
There's benefits, there's things that work against us just on numbers, but we've got great teammates and we'll do our best to work together and actually get the big win.
I called you calm walking in. How do you approach moments like this? Not the first time. You've had championship moments where all eyes are on you. It's all about you. How do you as a person, Martin, approach nights like tonight?
As I said earlier, we're going to come to the end of this race, we're either going to be in or we're going to be out. And nothing we do right now worrying about is going to change that. We can have a good game plan and we can go focus and put our
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Or other friends you make during the night here. Obviously, you want to be ahead for the points. You want to be ahead for the win as you were for the points in February. But making moves in this car, is it the same as the old car? Can you dip out? Do you have to have someone always go with you?
I mean, it's definitely different. I feel like this car is more closer to the really old cars. Back when I first started racing at Daytona Talladega, and I feel like they suit me a little bit better in that sense. At least that's how I felt Talladega and Daytona won. We'll see what the night brings, but it's been fun. These cars have been a blast.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this feed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Take note of that, and are you expecting the same thing from your car?
Yeah, I mean, we noticed that, but when you do, you know, we have our notes on this car. We don't race those cars. You know, tires are different, cars are different. You know, so I don't expect it to be that way for us, but you never know. It really does on the fly.
And Martin Truex Jr., Marty, going for that spot tonight, the one he has, wants to keep it or even jump ahead of Blaney.
Good stuff there, Dave, and you can see that championship presence. He talks about being in the Final Four so many times. They certainly not feeling it tonight. But DJ, look at those numbers. 0 for 6.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
He knows how to get himself in position, and that's what it's about. Making the right moves at the right time. You know, he's learning from these things, so getting that opportunity to do that once again here tonight, I have no doubt in my mind. He talked about that there's not many Toyotas, but the thing that he does have is Martin Truex Jr. has raced his career in a way that he has a lot of friends out there. They respect what Martin Truex Jr. has been able to do as a driver, the way that he's handled himself. So I appreciate all that. Now, the one thing I'm going to question here, he's a good player, and I appreciate it. He talked about the
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
We talked about the difficulty in all of this is just avoiding other incidents, other people's messes. So how do you do that? So with Martin Truex, you heard him go out and run as hard as I can run. So that means wherever he's at, how his car is running, that's what he's going to accept at the time. And you do that, continue to do that throughout the day. Maybe you get some points, but maybe you put yourself in position to have a chance to win this race at the end of the night.
And remember, Truex has finished top 2 in the championship standings 5 of the last 6 years. Wow, I think the rest of the playoff field would not be sad if he did not make it. So let's talk about
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Congratulations to those folks that gets the big win. Second half of the night, very easy. Same scenario. Any one of these guys or any one of the other 30 in the field could win this race tonight.
How about Eric Almirola? What do you think about his shot?
He got a great shot. Eric's won at this racetrack before. He's a good super speedway racer. He always got a fast race car. Absolutely, Eric, for the big delay.
Also has won at Talladega as well. How about Chris Buescher? We have talked about him a lot, DJ. In fact, let's look at Eric Almirola. I mean, his success here in the past, actually, in the rain.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are for updates.
You always see him in the top 10. He's making the right moves. He understands when to really start applying that pressure and getting himself in a position and knowing where he needs to be at the end. That's as much as anything here is knowing how far you can advance, say in the last 5 laps of the race, and where you need to get yourself positioned. Like Chris Buescher, DJ, he has had 3 top 10s in the last 4 races. I like their performance. I don't think I expect them to be this quick, this late in the season. I know, though, and I think the garage knows, though, he will be a threat tonight.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
Tonight, he needs to do something here at Daytona that he hasn't done in a points-paying race to move himself into the playoff. He needs to win, but he's found himself in this position a number of times late in the races. Now he has to take that experience that he learned there and put it all to good use in one night. Boy, Brad, I thought Michael McDowell was going to win it at Watkins Glen last weekend, but he is a former Daytona 500 winner, so he's proven before he knows how to win at this track.
Comes into this racetrack, he's a champion at this racetrack of the Daytona 500, our biggest race. Comes in with a lot of confidence because...
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
How to position yourself is something that Michael McDowell does a really good job of. You know, he doesn't press the issue that you won't see you doing crazy things. And I think other drivers understand, especially some of his Ford teammates, that understands that, you know, that this is somebody that I can rely on, that we can go out here and we can battle with. I can push him. He's going to help me in return in time. So I think that he has that support, which could be very beneficial late in the race. DJ, how about Eric Jones? You know, Petty GMS has been so impressive this year. Their entire program
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
He's a smart race driver, and that goes a long way here. But he also understands how aggressive you have to be, and he's ready tonight. I believe this season has done a lot for his confidence once again to help him realize the type of race driver that he is, which is outstanding.
Yeah, he comes to this racetrack. He loves this racetrack. He always performs well here. This GMS team has been really on the upswing. Everyone in the sport has taken note of their performance this year. So, again, another young man.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of every hour for updates.
We'll talk about a few more playoff drivers as well, as this is the regular season finale for the NASCAR Cup Series. Playoffs start next week in Darlington, but the field will be set tonight here in Daytona. Countdown to Green is brought to you by the new 2 for $5 menu at Sonic. Only at Sonic.
Okay, I'm back. Apparently there's a big cell that has to clear up within
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race. We are in a weather delay. Monitor this speed at the top and bottom of it.
Yeah, so there's a cell that has to be cleared within the next 30 to 45 minutes for us to have a shot at getting this in tonight. And that's not looking likely. I'm going to pull up the weather.com radar one more time. And there you see it. That cell, yeah, it's not clearing up at all. It's not going to be out of here. It's not going to be out of the Daytona area by 8:30. So, we are not going racing tonight. And that one was per Bob Pockris. I was looking at it on my way to Dairy Queen. So, it ain't happening today. I'm gonna check the Coke Zero Sugar 400 tag. Oh, Daytona's trending. So let's check that.
The new NASCAR docu-series on USA Race for the Championship will give you an all-access pass to the world of NASCAR like you've never seen it before. Premieres Thursday at 10, 9 Central on USA. Here's what's on the menu presented by Sonic. Kurt Busch announced this week he withdrew his medical waiver request with NASCAR, taking himself...
Yeah, Thunderstorm's likely to continue through midnight. Just call it now. Just call it now.
16 drivers can claim those final 2 positions, either by season-long points or a win tonight. At Watkins Glen last week, Chase Elliott clinched the regular season title. Along with it comes a 15-point playoff bonus. That is worth 3 regular season wins. Areas for the trophy earlier today. What a valuable bonus that is, those 15 playoff points. That's why you fight all year long to get those bonus points. But DJ, into the race last week at Watkins Glen. He and his teammate Kyle Larson, a little run-in together. That was a late restart. Kyle Larson kind of moved him out of the way a little bit. Chase says there's nothing to fix. There's no problem here. You agree? Nothing to fix between the two teammates? Oh, there's probably nothing to fix. I think there's a better understanding of how these teammates...
They can't put the rain tires on. Seriously? They can't put the rain tires on. It's not on the road course. Okay? It won't work. Yes, this is Texas 2020 all over again, and that race took until Wednesday to finish. So almost top of the hour, so
by monitoring this frequency. Start the archive recording. 30 seconds to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 15 seconds to airtime. Stand by for your 10-second time check.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway, motor racing with live coverage here on a Saturday night. Just Regal alongside Alex Hayden. We wish we had good news for you, but not a lot has changed.
Now, it's still raining here at the World Center of Racing right now, and the Toyota Tundra track drying team, they're poised, they're ready to go. Jet fuel aboard, we just gotta wait for it to stop raining.
And we will have another update for you at the bottom of the hour. Our hope is we will go racing here under the lights, but it's going to take some time.
It is. It's going to take a good 2 hours to dry this massive 2.5-mile facility. Got to get it completely dry. We got slick racing Goodyear tires, so it's got to be dry.
All right, everybody needs to be patient, and hopefully we can go NASCAR Cup Series racing yet tonight under the lights at Daytona International Speedway. Another update at the bottom of the hour. This broadcast has been a production of the Motor Racing Network.
I don't think it's happening. I'm going to switch over to the officials radio feed here.
If you have COPD, ask your doctor about breaststroke. Breaststroke gives me better breathing and helps
I'm
prevent
going to
flare-ups.
hear what the officials have to say about this.
I was stuck in the past. I still have bad days. Flare-ups, which kept me from doing what I love. My doctor said, for my COPD, it was time for breaststroke.
So, if they call it, we will be the first to know if they call it. Hopefully.
Like no other.
Breastfeed won't replace a rescue engine for subdivision problems. And it's not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breastfeed more than prescribed. Breastfeed may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor or voice in for chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye may occur.
Can't afford your medication? AstraZeneca may be able to help. If you have COPD, ask your doctor about Breastfeed.
Here's a buzz in the air in Kansas. It's the World fans for the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive in the Cup Series and the Camping World Truck Series. It's the pulse of the heartland. The grills is ready to the crowds. Whatever it is, it could be a memorable weekend showcasing 4 races. NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Kansas Speedway. Get your tickets today at KansasSpeedway.com. There's only one goal here. Change the race for a championship. Your husband, your father, your race car driver. To be the best, it takes everything that you have. That race, knowing how much Daytona means to our sport. These walls are filled with history. Racing at Daytona is special for everybody, right? It's the world center of racing. Daytona's become a pretty special place for me.
Man, Daytona means so much, and tonight means even more for a few drivers who can put themselves in the playoffs. Kyle Busch already in the playoffs with a win earlier this year at the Bristol
Races on NBC tonight.
right now. So Kyle is a driver who's in. How is the world different than those guys who are not in tonight? And the pressure-packed 400 miles that come in the regular season finale.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It'll probably be on USA tomorrow because NBC has golf.
The unknowns of this place, right? Like you can go out there and just have chaos ensue, which I am positive that that's going to happen tonight. But certainly feels good to be on the inside and be locked in. Years ago, I was on the inside as well with I think being top 4 in points or something like that. Not having to win, I think it was 2020, but we were pretty secure in our point standings where we were with where we were at. So it felt good that way. So coming down here with the unknown.
MRN's gonna have another update at 8:30.
You talk about the unknown. So for a lot of years, before this year with the next gen car, you raced a car and that was very similar for so many years. You understood everything about what you needed from it, what you could do with it. But now with the next gen car, you had a race here in February, then you had one at Talladega.
Per Jeff Gluck, when the Air Titans arrived on the scene a few years back, NASCAR's hope was that they could reduce Daytona track driving time to only 30 minutes.
What it feels like in the lane on the bottom of the track and the lane on the top of the track, going up the middle if you're leading or if you're in traffic, all those sorts of things kind of compile and you think about that and you remember that.
Yeah, that has not happened.
How your car drives. And so, being able to get into the playoffs, obviously, come down to Daytona for the summer race, it being, at nighttime, but still ambient temperatures are typically higher. Track temperatures are probably higher than what you see in the springtime here. And so handling typically becomes a play. The drag on these cars with as slow as it can be, and the tire being wider, the level seems to be necessarily fight some of those handling issues.
Yes, sir. You clear.
This is the first time we're seeing it at nighttime, so I could be completely wrong. But I would predict that it's going to be all out, foot to the floor, and hammer down. Let's go.
Kyle, everybody's talking about who's going to push who's going to help who. I don't want to talk about that because you're the man. You go out here with that boy. I want to know what your thoughts are. Do you race up front? Do you stay in the back? I mean, what do you do? We're trying to figure it out. We can't come up with an answer.
I don't know. I don't know. People have asked me all week long, like, hey, what's your plan? What you going to do? You going to go up front? You going to run hard and all that sort of stuff? And I'm like, well, you want to run up front because you want to show the guys up front that are up front that you can run up front and your car is fast and you can make moves and you've got confidence in your stuff and all that. But hell, when it comes down to the end of the race, ain't none of those guys going to be there because they're going to crash out anyway. So you've got a whole new group of guys that are going to be there at the front that you got to deal with in order to go race for a win. So who knows?
Kyle, it's no secret you are currently a free agent. This is a process you haven't been through in a long time, 15 years as a matter of fact. So how How tough, and you've been very open and honest in the media, how tough has this process been for you personally to go through?
It has been tough. You know, it's definitely something that no driver ever looks forward to, but there are a lot of drivers over the years that do go through the free agency stuff. They move from team to team or what have you. And so, obviously, ever since the beginning, the very beginning of all these conversations, the intent was to always stay at Joe Gibbs Racing and be in the 18 car. So, still working through all those sorts of stuff. I mean, there's just so many different opportunities out there. Yes, I do have to look on the outside and see what is out there in order to see if there's another place to land. But also, you know, we're still with the sponsorship search and trying to find that sort of stuff and looking for some things to keep the 18 play intact.
Real quick, do you have a timeline of when you expect this to be wrapped up?
Yesterday.
I know yesterday, but you got to project forward.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Trust me, I know. Playoffs are coming up too, so you don't want to really go into the playoffs with all this stuff lingering and the anticipation.
Oh, hey, John Speed, how are you?
Trust me, I hear from a lot of folks, but you know, I'd love to tell you a timeline. I'd love to have it tied up, you know, this week or the next week or whatever. But decisions definitely have to start falling into place. That's for sure. I know the urgency. Trust me, I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it, I'm wanting it. I want to be settled and I want to be where I need to be.
I'm sure you want to get it all behind you before the playoffs start next week. So, hey, bud, appreciate your time. We'll see you hopefully later tonight. Racing at Daytona. That's the plan. There's one of your fans right there hanging out. He's not my fan.
I'm going to refresh this Weather Channel radar.
That's a good point, but he's at least willing to stand with you or the virtual to hang out with. Exactly. That's good stuff. All right. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate your time. So let's talk about Kyle. And he makes a terrific point, DJ. If you're a free agent, you want to get all that behind you before the playoffs start.
Yeah, this cell's not going to break up by 8:30. I hate to break it to you, Bob Hawkers. It's not breaking up. Oh, come on. Seriously? Got one of those oh snap messages, so I gotta reload. Okay. Oh! Okay!
Alright, everyone, a update for the schedule tonight. Tonight's NASCAR Cup Series race has been postponed until tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Again, tonight's NASCAR Cup Series race has been postponed and will occur tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Ooh. 10 a.m. tomorrow for the Cup Series. Let's get it on the MRN. If I can find
An
it.
updated event schedule will be coming shortly. NASCAR Cup Series garage will be opening at 7 a.m. We'll be doing.
Since this is not for broadcast, Motor Racing Network is at Daytona International Speedway for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 NASCAR Cup Series race.
So, NASCAR Cup Series Coke Zero Sugar 400 postponed until tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Wow. That is super old school.
Shop and buy online with Ram eShop, or right now get 0% financing for 72 months, plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. Motor Racing Network is at...
Chase, two-time. Go ahead, sir. Any issue with leaving the tires on the back skid pad? Negative. 10-4.
Let's check the 10-day.
1. Disregard.
Oh no. Forecast for Sunday does not look good either.
Okay, I'm ready to come in now. Hello? I'm trying my best. Serious now, I'm serious. Request to come ashore. Geico. Saving people money on more than just car insurance. Advance here, and I'm at my favorite place again.
Sorry, did you say your name is Ed Vance? Like Advance?
Crazy, right? It just so happens he has everything.
Oh, you're a teacher? Did you know I needed to W-30?
No. I just know everything here. Advanced auto parts. Like where the W-30 is.
So you don't know what I'll do next.
Actually, I do. You will be going to the oil line.
It's good.
It's advanced. I spent a lot of time with that. Zero mile. This is how we advance. Daytona Beach, Florida, home of NASCAR.
Stations, this is...
History here where it all started on the beach and a little bit on the road as well. Then they moved to the big track, the World Center of Racing, home to the Daytona 500 and the regular season finale every year for the NASCAR Cup Series. And we will race tomorrow on a Sunday morning from Daytona, 10 a.m. Eastern. Green flag at 10:05. That's going to be fun. That's how they used to do it way back in the day when they ran here on July 4th, an early morning race. The rain not stopping our buddy Rutledge Wood. We're going to do a 2022 version of Hey Rut. Hope you found some shelter out there, Rutledge.
Oh man, I did. And I'm seeing some great fans tonight.
And the race will be on CNBC.
And Bubba Ross and some other Toyota racing drivers from NHRA and Ford New Jersey. And they put them together with some Team Toyota Olympians and Paralympians. And I got a first-hand account to see all this magic happen. As they saw with the US ski and snowboard team trains, like, well, technically it's a third row seat because I got to do the bobsled. But they offered the ski jump. Bubba Wallace jumped after it. I was, of course...
Oh, that's right. USA has Premier League tomorrow.
It's amazing to see all these different athletes come together to understand their own sports. We were at the Utah Olympic Park, which is the former home of the 2002 Winter Olympic Games. Then after that, we left. We went to the U.S. Ski Team and Snowboard Center for Excellence, where we've got a state-of-the-art training facility. We saw trampolines. There was a half pipe. And again, it was amazing to see all these athletes from totally different disciplines in so many different
So,
coming together to see that camaraderie, and they all wanted to understand each other's sports.
honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to be on tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'd like to, but I'm not sure if I am. I do want to have some content for you tonight. But it's probably not going to... It will definitely not be the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Mother Nature has not been kind to NASCAR and NBC. Nashville, rain. Daytona, rain. At least they are showing the 2015 race, so that's good.
2 races to go. Margin for error doesn't exist. You want to be an IndyCar champion, you have to be perfect.
Last night's race, rain. Tonight, more rain. When will it stop? But I'll think of something. hold you guys over. As for what, I don't know.
Mom, my phone was dead. On the wireless truck. I forgot to sync in my SD. Using your Wi-Fi and upload it now. You see that?
I had a feeling this would happen, but I digress. I'm gonna go get my ice cream. I'll be right back. So hang tight, and we'll think of something to do.
The more you buy, the more you save. Up to $800 on additional savings on select appliance packages. Plus, special financing. Free delivery. See you on Richard and Son.
Summer is ending, but the savings are endless at Bob's Discount Furniture. And this Labor Day weekend, we're having a summer send-off celebration at all Bob's locations near you and all 164 stores coast to coast. 16 new stores this year alone. So come celebrate with finding 60-month financing option. Incredible values on living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, mattresses, and more. And entertainment and young drinks for the kiddos. It's gonna be great. Bring in people with Bob. So come celebrate Bob's coast to coast growth. The sun never sets on savings, flip-flops, discount.
Con Edison is working to deliver 20,000 electric vehicle charging ports to New York by 2025, making EV ownership more accessible and inspiring drivers of every generation. Fewer gas emissions, cleaner air, it's a vibe.
Hey, Colin.
This summer, be Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance. Be prepared and ready with Daytona, New York. It's really hard to win these races. The best in the world out there beating. When you get it done, it's a hell of a feeling. Let go, boy. When you grew up a race car driver, you dream of getting to race at Daytona.
This is the biggest race of the season because it determines who will make the playoffs.
Daytona falls at such a crucial time in our playoffs, and you go to that race knowing that anybody can win. With regular season, man, with a lot of pressure, obviously for some people trying to get into the playoffs, it's just a totally different atmosphere than we see when we get into the Daytona 500.
Because the rains have come here to the Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida, this race has been moved to tomorrow. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern on CNBC, as well as streaming on Peacock. You can watch the final race of the regular season. It all happens right
6:02.
at 10 a.m. again on CNBC and Peacock. Alongside our crew with Rick Allen with you, and we've got our drivers, Jeff Burton and Dylan Hart Jr. watching what's going to be the first broadcast by NBC with you, Jeff, myself, and we're going to watch Dylan Hart Jr. in that 2015 Daytona race. And that was something that I think all of us enjoyed, that learning process of kind of figuring out what TV was going to be like after you came off the pit box.
Well, it felt a little bit like tonight. Rainy, late start, into the night. And, I've known Dale a long time, and if you get late enough into the night past midnight, I think that's kind of the time for him to shine, and he did that night. It was a great race, and there was a lot to take in. It was our first race up here in the booth, a temporary booth. Remember, they're still redoing the grandstands, but it was still a great night race here.
Okay.
Calling the race, Dylan Hart Jr. was driving in the race. What do you guys remember from 2015?
Well, it wasn't that different for me because I was at Daytona watching him win. And I saw that a lot in my career. But it was that first night, and it was crazy. Steve and I were a little bit nervous. Rick was like, it's going to be okay, and all of our bosses were terrified because we were on air. But it was a good time, and the end of it was terrifying. And the big wreck at the end, that was really scary. But then really getting up here.
Let me take a look at chat. See what's gonna go on there. Anyway. For those of you just joining, the race has been called. It has been rescheduled to 10 a.m. tomorrow. It'll be on CNBC. And I'm going to check the weather forecast again for tomorrow. It does not look promising.
You
70% chance of rain tomorrow.
So I'm curious to watch this race back. Here's some of the things that you guys are talking about. We're going to listen to that, comment on that. We'll just see how it goes. Should be a lot of fun. We've done this before. We had a great time last time we did this, so why not try it again?
Well, Junior, let's go back to 46 laps remaining in the 2015 Daytona race in July. You're out front, and we'd love to hear you and Jeff kind of talk us through how this race goes. We've got 46 to go.
So the field all behind Dylan Hart and Jimmy Johnson.
Been doing TV. He told me this week that he did trucks for over a decade. It just blows my mind that Rick's been doing this for so long. I have to imagine he was just a little bit nervous for this race. Oh yeah. And you know, remember this was being done at 1 in the morning, or I mean it was late when this was happening.
Yeah, I don't think they get the race in tomorrow either. If they do, it'll be around 6.
The aggressive driving, that's consistent with Daytona, no matter what time of day it is.
6 to 9 p.m. They'll probably get it in. But I doubt it.
Like what we see in the Xfinity Series today, watched the race last night. The lead car can just kind of move back and forth in front of the bottom line and the top line and get a little push from each
Anyway.
car. It's kind of moving forward.
I'm gonna think of something else to do. Because this race was supposed to go until 11. And now what? Anyway, I don't know what to say except I'm gonna sign off, and I'll try and be on tomorrow at 10, but no promises. Thanks, signing off. See you next time, race fans.
Down to the bottom, using the momentum I've carried with the side draft. He's going to try to slow me back down.